Well, welcome and thank you again for joining me for this week's video and a lovely cup of coffee. Hopefully I'm going to try and redeem myself from the debacle I had the last time I was out when I had a bit of an issue with turning on the camera. So what I'm hoping today is to get some better footage of the Osprey, if I see him that is, on a perch. The last time it was in the afternoon and there was a lot of heat haze, which was a real disappointment. So what I'm going to hopefully try and do is get some better film there, try and get him flying, and hopefully get a catch. I'll watch him hunting and catch a fish. The downside, I've had a couple of looks of some of the viewpoints, and they're not ideal. There's a lot of vegetation in the way, whether it's either across the bottom you've got stinging nettles, you've got hanging branches down, so he really needs to hunt just in the right spot for you to be able to get a clean shot of him. So I'm going to experiment with some slow motion, see if I can slow it up because it's extremely quick. Just give it a go and see what I can get. At least I'm going to hopefully remember to turn the video camera on, so at least get some footage, whatever quality it may be. Well, let's see what comes. I set up patiently and waited for the Osprey to arrive, but in the meantime it was really lovely to see, well, the number of great crested creeps, but to see this family and the parent here really trying to encourage its young to feed. Lost patience, ate it itself. Whilst looking at this view, I suddenly realised that the Osprey had landed on this perch, which turned out to be quite a significant perch to the left of me. After reviewing my footage, I came to the conclusion that this was a female, and from this perch seemed to be her favourite viewpoint for launching her feeding forays. And my initial fears that the foliage would be a bit of a hindrance, well, that was proved correct. She flew off around the lake, unfortunately came back and just did a quick flyby and just gave me a little view of her prize. Which she took off to the left hand side of the lake, which you couldn't see, to feed. And that was quite a regular occurrence. This gave me an opportunity to look at the view, but also I had an hour or so, knowing that it had already fed, to walk around the lake and up the River Test. I've never been that side of the venue before and spotted this, wow, buzzard. I showed this footage to a couple of other birders, and one of them mentioned the word morph buzzard, and quickly looked it up online when I got home, and it seems as if it's a way to describe just the variations in colour, really. They go from extremely dark brown to mid-brown to quite light, and which I've never seen before. On returning to my original position, I noticed that there was a second bird right off into the distance. So there has been two ospreys observed here, so I would like to think that that was the second one. So you're constantly looking for an indication that the bird's going to take off. And unfortunately, although this may not look extremely nice to watch, but when it relieves itself, that's generally an indication that the bird is getting ready to take off. This bit of behaviour I've seen in kestrels and kingfishers, where they move their head, and it just gives them a bit of an idea of pinpoint positioning of their prey. It flew away and I didn't see where it went nor landed, so it gave me the opportunity to move to the second position, and these two branches that hang down. And little did I realise what impact it would have on my footage. But from this second position, right across the lake, you could see its perch, and I just wondered whether this is where it preferred to take its food to eat. It was there for some time, which gave me the opportunity to have a look at these great egret hunting. And by the time I looked back across the lake, it was at its position, ready to hunt. And as I suspected, one of those branches just confused the camera. In post I tried to make the best of it, but I was just really disappointed. And as it moved away towards the end of the lake, I thought it's going to feed in its favourite position. But no, after 5 or so minutes, I spotted it circling around the lake again, and I thought it's going to come and land in its original position. See that the roach was still alive. It just reminds you really how brutal Mother Nature can be. And whenever there's a hunter, there's a scavenger. Later in the afternoon, she had another catch, which she did take to her favoured position on the far side of the lake. I missed the strike into the lake. It was off to my right and obscured from my view, but at least I could see her tackling, and I could see the power in her talons holding this fish down. Well, for me, massive improvement on my previous session last week, but I realised it's just a massive challenge, this bird in flight photography, and also trying to get that clear shot as it approaches and attacks its prey. This has got to be another highlight for this year, and I hope you liked it. If you have, give it a big thumbs up, like and subscribe, and as always, it'd be great for you to join me for a cup of coffee in the next one.